I don't care how much he weighs, the result will be the same.
Which is interesting because, again, as we've seen certainly in the last two fights, Valdez is more than willing to assume the risk to be great.
Let's talk, because I want to get in the ring with him again.
Well, check this out. Quigg is not going to go home if he gets the win tonight. He ain't going to go home with the belt, so he might not get that call.
That is so true. The belt is only for Valdez to take home if he is to defend the title for a fourth time successfully.
It's worth mentioning, by the way, that this is, in fairness, entirely out of character for Quigg,
yes,
who spends basically his whole life in the gym. As Freddie Roach, his trainer, says, one of the reasons he loves training him is that he has no life except for the gym. He hangs out with his mom, he goes to Starbucks with his
right
mom.
there from Valdez. I mean, yeah, but she's not here to help him out, my man. And then a body shot there by Oscar Valdez, and it looks like Quigg felt that. Round two of our main event between Oscar Valdez and Scott Quigg. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. told Oscar, the Mexican fight fans love you. And why is that, Tim?
Because guess what? Oscar Valdez goes down to that body, that left hook to the body, the signature. You see right there, Scott Quigg leaning over, like I said. You see Valdez finding home for that left hook right behind the elbow of Quigg.
Uppercut too, and when he's got to protect that body, you're gonna have openings, and Oscar Valdez creating those openings early on here in round one. But there's a key punch for him, Mark, that he's got to continue to use.
Well, it's the jab, except that what we've just seen is a beautiful left hook to the body. The last fight, he says he had to learn from that last fight with Genesis Cervania to jab more, to pull out more effectively, as we just saw, not straight out, not with his hands down. I think it starts with that jab.
And when you look across the ring and you see a guy like Scott Quigg, who's got no quit in him, he fought 8 rounds with a broken jaw, because it was broken in round 4. He said at the 6th round, luckily he landed an uppercut and it numbed it, but nonetheless, the body shots are very different, Tim.
Ooh, that body work right now is serving Valdez.
Everything Valdez throwing being one tempo, straight up, hard as he can, and there's a question whether that tires him out. Freddie Roach says it tires him out in the middle rounds. Quigg says it as well. And he became his coach, so much so that Robles was willing to go to Mexico and train and lose other fighters.
Yeah, he did. He
including Mick Conlan.
Jason Quigley, but nonetheless, this is the jewel in his stable. Oscar Valdez, as well as Jesse Magdaleno. That body work, and Quigg went low twice in this round already.
But we're also seeing an improved, more mature, more school fighter. This is a guy saying, I have to fix certain things. And from what we're seeing so far, look how he just got out. He has learned those lessons. He's taken it to heart.
He's boxing. He's boxing him right now, like his trainers told him to do in boxing. He's trying to let Quigg walk into something.
And, you know, here we see the warning, the second warning for Quigg, this time for holding the neck of Valdez down as he punches. But Manny Robles told us, hey, you tell a fighter 1,000 times in the gym, this is what you're doing wrong. But until they get dropped on their butt like he did against Genesis Cervania, that's when they realize, okay, something's got to change. And those are the adjustments that Oscar Valdez is making here against Quigg.
You see right there, Valdez exited out real close to the body. He did it right that time.
Freddie Roach was telling Scott Quigg, you got to keep backing him up, but you got to throw more combinations, because that one punch stuff is not going to work against Valdez. And in the fighter meetings, he said, I'm not going to let Valdez rest in between his punches. Has he been doing that, Tim, or has Valdez been effective in his
Valdez has been effective because he's boxing. He's using that jab like he's doing. He's stepping around. He's throwing the left hook to try to get around. You see the good defense right there. But I'm telling you, right now, I see that right hand right there. That right hand. You know, Valdez gets a little complacent with his defense, dropping his left hand. And Quigg, being a smart, intelligent fighter, trying to land that overhand right on Valdez. So he needs to be careful.
Nice body work there from Valdez, but he took a nice body shot from Scott Quigg earlier on in this round. Probably the best 2 punches we've seen from Scott Quigg. And we know Quigg has no quit in him, Mark.
No, as what we would call an educated brawler.
That's one way of putting it. I think a very precise way of putting it.
In Quigg, you're seeing a guy who dropped out of school at 15 with his mother's blessing because he saw himself as a world champion.
He did make that dream come true, Tim. Now, I want to ask you something about fighting outdoors because we see Valdez's mouth is open. We see the steam coming from both of these fighters. But in terms of, it's a lot colder than when you fought here, right?
Well, it's a lot colder. I don't remember how cold it was when I fought. It was hot in the ring, man.
Provodnikov.
Against Provodnikov. But, you know, his mouth is open right now. It's the 4th round. You know, he hasn't settled down yet.
Heavier and bigger. He got everything he got out of not weighing in at 126. He took full advantage.
So the question is, you know, there was talk whether he had a stress fracture or not. It's still incumbent on him to make that weight or to provide a reason that he can't. Was it a screw up or was it tactical? Did he come in there to be the bigger bully?
That's the big question. 135.6 was the weight for Oscar Valdez.
Well, this is beginning of the 5th round. This is precisely when Quigg and Freddie told us Valdez would tire and Quigg would pick up the pace.
All right, let's see if that happens. But the body work for Quigg efficient early on in the round as it was in the 3rd and 4th rounds as Oscar Valdez going toe-to-toe, but he's not able to move the bigger man like he would usually.
A smaller guy. He's in there against a junior welterweight. Of course, you know, Quigg is trying to walk through Valdez stuff right now. He's having success right now getting close.
And maybe this is why you make a guy step on the scale. It's, you know, you can be cursed with your own courage sometimes.
Yeah, but like I said, I think Valdez, with that amateur pedigree, the fact that he can box just as well as he can brawl, I think he can find a way to win.
That's exactly what he's trying to do here against a veteran in Scott Quigg, who will come forward, who will take punishment in order to dish out his own shots. And it's the body work that Freddie Roach was asking for, which has been efficient for both guys. I mean, it was working early in the fight for Oscar Valdez, and we were giving him credit, and now we got to give credit to Scott Quigg for using the same tactic.
Yes, Scott Quigg is getting close. He's smothering Valdez's shots right now, and he's trying to land body shots. He's trying to slow down Valdez.
He's using his size to pull his way in.
And the legs of Oscar Valdez from the mouth? No.
Come on, Frankie.
Wobbled a little bit there as the strength of Scott Quigg's wide left hook connected on the chin of Valdez. And here, the size differential can become huge. And it's the moment of the fight where Valdez tends to weaken. And that's what Freddie Roach was betting on here tonight.
Stop. Come on, clean, okay? Box.
All right, Quigg was expecting Valdez to kind of slow his rhythm and take advantage. And now we see the cut over the left eye of Scott Quigg. He paws at it. He feels his own blood. Let's see how he reacts to it, Tim.
Now this is the time you take advantage.
Oh, that's what Valdez does. But now Valdez gets caught after landing a left hook to the body. A big right by Scott Quigg, and Valdez has to hold on here in round number 5. Quigg smells blood.
Hey, man. Where's the Vaseline at?
He feels the weakening of Oscar Valdez. Can he take advantage in the final 25 seconds of round number 5? He lands it right again. Valdez looking to counter. Why did he get clipped with the right?
He got clipped with that right hand because he made that mistake. Freddie Roach told us that, hey, we're going to put that pressure on him. We're going to make him, he's going to result back to what he always does. You know, we heard Valdez said that they went back, watched the tape, they know they worked on their mistakes, and guess what? Guess what happened? He pulled back with his hands down. What did Quigg do? Man, that right hand wobbled Valdez, the champion.
Now Valdez trying to load up with that left hand, be it downstairs or upstairs. He wants to connect with the left hook and the body shot with the right. And the blood coming out of the mouth of Oscar Valdez.
What you want to do if I was Valdez right now, what I would do is I would use my jab and my boxing ability, and every chance I get, I'll go downstairs. I'll work my hands just like that, smother him and tie him up just like that, and not allow Quigg to just bully me and do what he wants in there.
It's a lot harder than just taking that instruction. If he could keep him off just by the jab, he would. I mean, Freddie's instruction the other day is our strategy is not to outbox this guy. I think we can outpunch him. Just keep the pressure on him.
Tim threw 1,000 punches in this same ring against Ruslan Provodnikov, so if that's the case, he may need to do that against Valdez.
One of the greatest and most terrifying fights I've ever seen, Tim. Thank you for the thrill.
There's a combination punching now from Oscar Valdez as Quigg, if he comes in without throwing punches, Tim, Quigg is a whole different guy, and there we see the push from Quigg and Dr. Lou Moret.
And saying, I'm going to punish him and being oblivious to the weight limit. But tomorrow when he wakes up, he'll be the guy who took all the risk. And his career is not going to go forward on our praise from tonight.
To do some damage on Oscar Valdez. This is round number 7 of this fight, and Scott Quigg will continue to try to pour it on against Valdez. And even Freddie Roach said, Valdez, he comes back strong late in the fight, not because of his skill, but because of his courage.
Because of his courage. And he's showing that right now. But I see a sense of urgency in Quigg right now. He feels that he has Valdez right now, dancing to his beat.
Well, that beat is the body shots from Quigg and that overhand right as Valdez goes once again with those hands down. That's dangerous.
That's super dangerous. And Valdez is resulting back to what he normally does. He needs to correct that bad habit if he's on the move up. I continue to say that every time he fights.
Your best and worst habits come out under pressure.
Couldn't say it any better, Mark.
That's why he's a writer. Puts that on paper, and now he puts it to voice here on Top Rank Boxing on ESPN.
Valdez, one of the striking things when you sit down with him, apart from how personable he is, but you know, a guy spends his life in the ring, and you can see the cuts, you can see the nicks, you can see the scars. He's never been cut, except tonight, inside his mouth. Something terrible is going on there.
Yeah, and it could be more than a cut, and nobody better than Scott Quigg to know what Oscar's fighting through. Look at the way the mouth is leaning towards one side. It could be worse than just a cut. The way Oscar Valdez's mouth is now open, I mean, this kid's fighting through something special.
Valdez is a warrior. That's why I love Oscar Valdez fights. He's a warrior.
I don't know what the condition of his jaw is. I know that he's acquitted himself courageously tonight. It may be a thankless task. If he should win tonight, this will go down as a great one for his career.
Hero status for Oscar Valdez. Todd Grisham was listening in the corner. Next week's main event from New York City. All right, Oscar Valdez. 8th round, looking to dig deep and prove his mettle as a Mexican champion.
He trained in altitude in Mexico to help his endurance. There's some debate as to whether training in altitude actually helps you or not. Thank goodness he apparently stayed away from the perilous Mexican beef.
Well, the thing that he said was, as an amateur, when he was a 2-time Olympian from Mexico, he was in Mexico City. He said, I used to feel like I had 2 gas tanks when I would step into the ring. Well, he's proven to himself that he can go 12 rounds in his last 2 fights. A war here at the StubHub Center against Marriaga and then against Genesis Cervania. So here, you see that blood just dripping from his mouth, Tim.
Yeah, and at the start of the round, he went to the corner and he spit on top of the ropes. I don't like that right hand.
They always have a little arc to them.
Big left hook there from Scott Quigg, caught partially by the glove of Oscar Valdez. But Valdez looking for solutions here in the 8th round of this 12th round championship fight.
Well, one solution would be to let his hands go, like he sometimes do, but also tie up. Have you seen anybody tie up during this fight? Oscar Valdez never ties guys up.
This will go down probably as one of those, the bloody mouth of Oscar Valdez and the bloody eye of Scott Quigg, and here comes Valdez. You know, they expected this from Quigg's corner, said it's not so much the skill, but it's the heart of Valdez that keeps him pushing forward.
Again, now we're getting into the later rounds, and we're seeing an uptick in Valdez's activity, exactly as Freddie said.
All right, after 8 complete rounds, real quick.
Body shot he threw early in the fight.
All right, our colleague Dan Raphael, who is our unofficial scorer, has it 77-74 for Oscar Valdez. I have it a lot closer than that at this particular juncture. But anything can happen in this fight. Nice work to the body, and then the uppercut from Scott Quigg as Oscar Valdez tries to answer with his own and then goes with the overhand right, chopping at the head of Scott Quigg, who leaves that wide open, and then he goes downstairs to the body. This is a toe-to-toe battle, Mexico and Manchester, England.
Now we enjoy more combinations, right? Right, never.
I can't help but be taken with the heart of Oscar Valdez. He's cut inside his mouth. He's fighting a much bigger guy, and he remains undiscouraged. That's what great champions do.
All right, Tim, in between rounds, they didn't want to touch the mouthpiece of Oscar Valdez. They didn't take it out. What does that mean?
Well, I guess they're trying to keep it, whatever's going on in there, they're trying to keep it inside. You know, I would take the mouthpiece out and wash his mouth out, rinse it out, get the blood up out of his mouth.
Means he's losing a lot of blood is what that means. It's not like a cut over the eye. It's not like you can put adrenaline on.
All right, well, here the adrenaline inside Valdez's body is coming out because he connected some beautiful shots, a nice uppercut and an overhand right on Quigg, and then the left hook to the body, but then the double left hook from Scott Quigg.
You see the cross defense of Scott Quigg right now. Old school. I haven't seen that in a while, man, when you have a George Foreman. George Foreman.
Oh, nice left hook to the body there from Valdez as Quigg opened up with the right hand.
You're seeing that left to the body that you saw from Valdez the first 2 rounds. And, you know, metaphorically, point of fact, you can't be more motivated, have more urgency than tasting your own blood.
But do you see where the hands at? From them body shots, do you see where Quigg's hands are at right now? They're by his side. Those body shots are having an effect right now.
Scott Quigg cannot win the world title tonight because he did not make weight. He's using that advantage to the fullest tonight against Oscar Valdez, whose teeth are out of line. They're offline if you get a chance to look at it later on. Nonetheless, his heart is right where it needs to be, Tim.
He's putting his heart on the line. He's behaving like a champion. He's fighting through pain. That's what champions do. You fight through pain. And also, Scott Quigg right there using the old trick that you do. You know, you get a guy that bends down, you want to force him down, take them legs away.
And you force him down with the body shot like Oscar Valdez there. And he continues to punish Scott Quigg. The weight, that is a huge difference here tonight in how powerful or lack of power Valdez has against Quigg. But that's not going to keep him from throwing punches tonight, Mark.
You out there and show me you can win. You hit him, you hurt him a couple times.
Yeah. Taking a lot of shots. Okay.
All right.
This is what you came to see. Are you entertained? Because Valdez and Quigg are here to give it to you and give you their heart, their passion, their soul.
And
Nice right hand there from Valdez. Quigg still walks him down.
I don't think he knows any other way.
nah. This man, there's no quitting this dog. I mean, he fought with a broken jaw. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Big left hook there from Quigg as Valdez takes it and moves forward.
Quigg right now, I don't know. He stepped back. There's something must be going wrong right now. He's not attacking like he normally was doing early on during the round and during the last couple of rounds. He's sitting back now. What is he waiting on?
Tim, look at his face.
Mexico, Mexico is what the crowd is yelling here at the StubHub Center, and give them all credit for showing up. It's pouring outside, and it's pouring punches inside the ring as well, as Valdez and Quigg are putting on a show. Valdez with a nice combination, but here comes Quigg.
Quigg right there followed Valdez out.
In his last 3 fights under Freddie Roach, Scott Quigg connects on or throws 84% of his punches as power punches. Tonight, look at that, 411 power punches. That's about 75% compared to the 102 that he's landed. I mean, this guy goes for broke, but the percentage connected by Oscar Valdez at 36, very efficient.
We came into this fight, the discussion was dominated by the flaws of Oscar Valdez, and what I will leave here with is a sense of his virtue.
Yeah, Valdez has definitely shown improvements, I believe, in his craft. He actually tied up there for the second time, I believe, in this fight.
In his career.
But what I love is that he's using his hand speed right now. You see, using his hand speed, he can't hurt this big guy. He's not just trying to throw one hard shot at a time. He's letting his hands go right now.
Hey, pressure him the whole 3 minutes. This is 3 minutes of your life, okay? Give me it right now, right? The best 3 minutes.
Big left from Scott Quigg as Valdez comes back with something of his own. Both guys are leaning in, Tim. Somebody makes a mistake and gets paid. That could be the big difference.
I want to see the uppercut from these guys. Both guys are vulnerable right now at this point. Fatigue has set in. Valdez is showing the heart of a champion. Both of these guys need to be commended for the performance that they're giving the fans tonight.
The ropes is probably not where Valdez wants to be.
Fatigue may be setting in, but it hasn't stopped Valdez from boxing.
And it is all over.
What he doesn't have, or doesn't seem to have at this weight, is the power that's due him as a featherweight. His normal power.
Yes, because of the weight of Scott Quigg coming into this fight at 142.2. Nonetheless, both of these fighters are just pounding here in the championship rounds. To think that we have 4 more minutes of this, as Scott Quigg has a chance to win the fight, but not the belt, as he did not make the featherweight limit.
Quigg the other day said, I want to leave the ring recognized as the British Mexican.
Oh, big left there from Scott Quigg. Valdez takes it, and it's going to come back with more.
And I think what people are going to leave with is the utmost admiration for Valdez.
But Valdez wants more than the admiration, he wants the adulation, he wants his belt, and that's a low blow from Scott Quigg. No doubt about that one.
Walk around.
Very low, and that'll go on the Scott Quigg no-no list of what he's done for this fight.
Both guys at this point, each of their faces are grotesque masks.
Yes.
I would have taken a lot more time if I were Valdez. Tell you that.
Oh, big left hook from Oscar Valdez. And Quigg now is hurt here at the end of round 11. Can Valdez finish this off?
Give it to me. All right, I know you.
Valdez coming out looking to finish this fight, just like he did at the end of round 11. You've been in this moment, Tim. The crowd's gonna be pumping, his adrenaline's pumping. What gives?
What gives? Nothing.
And going, but somewhere on that list will be Valdez Quigg.
Oh yeah, this is a war, a bloodbath.
What I think you're seeing tonight is the emergence of Oscar Valdez as a great fighter. I understand his flaws.
All 3 scorecards go to the winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated, still the WBO featherweight champion of the world, Oscar Valdez Jr.
And Timothy is in the black trunks with the white on top as well. That's Bradley with his back to you. Provodnikov, built like a bull. He looks so much bigger than Bradley, doesn't he?
Oh, yes, he does. Not only in size, but he looks like he's standing taller, too.
Yeah, he does, yet they're both listed at 5'6". Got huge shoulders, big upper body. Tim, of course, very, very quick, excellent boxer. Provodnikov with tons of amateur experience in the international scene. Bradley is a step up in class for him. Provodnikov has got a guy with 22 victories in this welterweight division, and there's a lot of good welterweights around today. So far, Ruslan hasn't opened up very much yet. Showed a little bit of hand speed. He opened up his mouth when he got one jab through there. Well, Provodnikov, has got 15 knockouts in his 22 wins. Bradley only has 12, but Bradley is certainly outboxing him right here. I mean, Bradley knows how to fight inside, catches him with another nice uppercut inside. He has this guy off balance and a little bit, surprisingly shell-shocked. And Tim, good defensive fighter as well. Got hit with a light left hand, but then he lands 3 left hooks of his arm and a right hand. Crashes off the temporal bone of Provodnikov. Bradley totally outboxing him here in the first 2 minutes of round number 1. As Provodnikov comes back with the right hand and then a light left to the ear, another left hand, catches him with the right hand, another left hand.
I don't know that this is the right fight for Tim Bradley against this guy, to stay inside and just go to war. That's not his fight.
It's not his fight. This is Provodnikov's fight.
Yeah, he might be trying to prove something, and that could be a problem for Tim, that he wants to, make the fans say, oh, he took the right hand.
Oh, you got hurt with another right hand. You're right. He is hurt. He slipped. He doesn't need to fight that. Watch this, folks. See, there's the right hand and the left hook that started it.
And
big right hand there.
Big right hand.
He's out on his feet right now. And then he falls forward. He actually falls down. He didn't get pushed down. He fell down. And look at this.
He's really hurt.
Got him up and he fell back on his heels again. I mean, he was knocked down hard. Yet it wasn't scored as a knockdown because he was pushed. But Provodnikov is going to win this round. Bradley's very wide-eyed right now, almost looks sheepishly. Now this is his fight out here. Provodnikov, the way he holds his mouthpiece, looks like he's smiling all the time. And I think it's just the way the mouthpiece looks like it's almost too big for him. Tim sliding around to the left. Provodnikov tries to stalk him. Big stocky guy that he is. He's going to be filled with confidence right now.
Oh, absolutely. He just took his tongue out, and I think he just feels that he's going to get this fight.
He may well if Tim continues to make the mistake of fighting inside. Tim get clipped again by a right hand.
He got hit with another right hand. I don't know.
His legs are not great, which means he has no power on his punches to get hit again. Bradley's going to lose this fight, and he might lose in this round. Man. Provodnikov continues to blast away. What an upset this would be. Tim's legs are not there right now. Tries to get up and see how flat-footed he's down on his heels. Trying to get up on his toes. Provodnikov thrilled if he wants to fight on the inside. Tim get clipped again. Now he's caught in the corner. Ruslan comes in. Tim tries to fight off the ropes but hasn't landed anything. When you're hurt, you like accuracy of your punches. Never mind losing power. He gets nailed with another left hand. Falls forward. I don't think he can recover. His legs are shot. He's arm weary. Look at these shots.
Round 3. He's getting hurt with almost every time Provodnikov lands, he gets hurt. But I did notice that Ruslan on the walk back to his corner, he almost looked like that other guy that we saw in the 5th round. He looked exhausted coming back to the corner. So.
Like Vargas.
Like Vargas, yeah. So
he wanted to show something, and it hasn't worked for him. He's almost knocked out in this round. Another big shot. He's been hit 3 or 4 times by right hands. All his punches are like arm punches, shoe-shine punches, and they don't hurt Ruslan one bit.
No, Bradley's not that kind of puncher. He can't knock you out with one shot. So for him to stand there trying to do that, it's crazy.
Well, Provodnikov has beat him up in this round. Tim's ready to go again. Here he goes as he falls into the ropes. If this guy lands a couple of shots, Pat will have to stop the fight. Tim just avoiding shots as best he can. There's nothing on his punches. Provodnikov should step back, give him the room, and lower up a shot. Tim out on his feet. All right, this is round 3. Now Tim tries to go back to boxing, but you know, his hands look great right now when he was in trouble. The other factor, if he did in fact go up to 180 pounds like you were saying and then getting back down, having to lose 40 pounds, that's very, very hard on the body.
Very difficult. Actually, he was up to 185, he said, so.
I mean, that's 40 pounds for a little guy. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah. But the Provodnikov to me looks like he needs to get a second win. He did throw a lot of punches in the first 2 rounds.
His hands are down now. Very, very interesting. You're right about Provodnikov. He's almost has to take this round off.
Yeah.
And Timothy doing just enough to win the first 2 minutes of it. But it wasn't until the 3rd minute of the first round that Provodnikov got really dangerous. Tim does look like he's totally back now if he fights out here. Yeah, this is a nice round for him now. And this is the way he needs to fight this guy. He'll fight his fight. Only 5 seconds to go. Tim staying away, doing what he should do. Get in, get out. That's the way to fight this guy. Use his hand speed. What the heck are you doing? Fight the way we decided to fight this. You have nothing to prove. You're the champion, and he's back to boxing again. Hit and don't get hit. In and out, side to side. Up on his toes. Bradley's legs are totally back. Ruslan continues to paw forward, and this is Tim's game now. This is the way he started the fight for the first 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden he said, I can control this guy, and he got in immediate trouble. And no sooner is it, funny, Carlos, because no sooner had you said, he said, what is this? This isn't his fight. Bang, he gets hit. Oh, I get caught again, pawing with the jab instead of planting the jab.
There you go.
Let's loop it a little bit over, okay?
See, he was just pawing that jab. Hey, that's exactly what he did. He grabbed him, walked him back, and then as soon as he let go, he hit him with two body shots and his shot. There you go.
This is good stuff now by Tim. And this is all he has to do. I don't know why he switched to southpaw. He doesn't need to do that. You know, you get caught fighting southpaw, a couple of things happen. When a right-handed fighter fights southpaw, he loses power, he loses accuracy, and he also is able to be hit easier. Good body shot by Ruslan that time. Back with a fading blow. Misses with the left hook. Tim caught in the inside again now. Grab him and walk him back, Timothy. Ruslan is in a dangerous spot right now. Provodnikov where he wants to be. Nice uppercuts by Bradley. Better get out of there. What's he doing, turning back and forth and squaring up the way he's doing that? I don't like that. Nice shot here.
Yes.
This is good boxing now. Tim knows what he's doing right now.
But then he comes back.
How's he doing?
Nice uppercut. Left hook, uppercut, left hook. Now you're working. Now he's doing his work.
We're on the scorecard.
Stepping around.
We're on the scorecard.
Not staying in front.
Tim Bradley that we know. Fast hands, good boxing, move side to side. Don't get caught on the inside. See, he's flat-footed right now. Get out of there. Or grab and walk. This is good. It's okay as long as you're walking him back. But get those arms tied up. From the toes, stops, comes with the uppercut. Yeah, this is okay. Make sure you get the arms tied up. And don't linger in the kill zone. Doing a lot of coaching here tonight, huh? I hate to see a guy that's been down so much, like Tim, and been criticized so much, and see what happened to him. Wow. Nice boxing round for Bradley again. Close the gap as best he can. Take a chance. Throw some wild shots. You're not going to outbox this guy. Not from the outside. You can hurt him on the inside. So Provodnikov trying to walk him down. Tim showing the hand speed and movement. Look at that. Like hitting the speed bag. Not throwing all those lefts. You want to throw a right hand behind it and get out of there. Don't mess with this guy. Those are just my instructions to Tim Bradley fans. Now, for you folks that are watching in Russia in English, it's a different kettle of fish. Provodnikov has got to keep the pressure on him, fight on the inside. He seems to have his strength back again, too, so he's more dangerous right now. Tim using his head like a speed bag.
That's how Tim fights. You know, light, and then bam, he'll explode on 1 or 2 shots.
Now, he tried to trade with him, and that certainly didn't work in the second and third round, and he paid for it.
Beautiful left hook by Tim there.
Championship fight.
And here we go. He gets him with the right hand right there, but he comes right in.
Uppercut. His uppercut has been effective tonight, too, when he does get on the inside. And that's good, because you have to have something else. Made that mistake in the second and third round, so he's lingering in there, even though he followed up with a nice left hook. Doesn't want to get in any big exchange with this guy. Ruslan caught him with a glancing right hand. There's a hand speed of Tim Bradley again. Tim with his right foot forward. Now he comes back to fighting as an orthodox fighter. I don't like, as I said before, going back and forth from southpaw to right hand. But he's a guy that's trying to show some power with both hands. Ruslan, the left eye is starting to close up from all the rat-a-tat-tat punches that Bradley has thrown him. Bradley just flat out boxing him right now. Very dangerous on the inside is Provodnikov. Tim comes up with that elbow, and Pat Russell says, hey, watch the shoulders. Look at the face of Provodnikov. He's got the high cheeks, and his eyes are starting to close up. Bradley throws punches, only a few seconds remaining, and this is the 5th round, a good boxing round. Obviously, Carlos, you were right. This is Tim Bradley's fight when he fights like this. Got caught with 2 left hooks at the very end of the 5th round, but that's a Bradley round. From the Home Depot Center in Carson, California, just outside the city of Los Angeles. It's a cool spring evening here in Los Angeles area. There's almost a mist in the air. And the ocean not too far away, and the fog rolls in. This is round 6. Tim Bradley in the first 2 rounds was in a heap of trouble. Didn't get knocked down, but all but did.
Let his hand go, let him go.
And the fog really rolling in here now. Fighters are well warmed up, so I suppose it feels great to them. This Tim showing a hand speed again. This is great stuff now for Tim Bradley. Minute gone. And the 6th round of this scheduled 12-round World Championship fight. Paco Bacasel, president of the WBO, watching down in Puerto Rico. Luis Perez is assistant with the WBO. Go ahead, Carlos, you're saying?
It's still dangerous, I think, for him to be inside fighting this fight. But the only thing that I see different is that he is moving from side to side. He's taking shoulders from side to side, and standing up and throwing combinations. But unless he feels like Ruslan is not punching as hard now as it was in the beginning, it's still dangerous to be in there that close.
Well, he's landing so many more punches than Ruslan is. I mean, I mentioned in the last round that Ruslan's face, well, it's not cut, it's really popping up. I mean, look at these. These are solid shots, and Bradley's making him miss. And again, Provodnikov, 22 victories, but he's never fought anybody in the class. I mean, Tim Bradley is truly a world-class fighter, and he almost had him out in the first and again in the second round. That's what's exciting about professional boxing. Anything can happen, and anything still can happen in this fight, by the way. Bradley's got to fight very, very smart from the rest of the way out. A clip with the left hand, and here's Provodnikov on his assault now, and Bradley does the smart thing. He hangs on and walking back, but was he hurt? Look at his legs, Carlos.
I think he's hurt.
They don't look great, as he has to hang on.
Stop! Let him go. Show me something.
Bradley's hurt in this round. Oh, he got hit with the right hand again. Provodnikov letting it fly again.
Oh, they're just punching it out.
Again, this isn't Bradley's fight. This is Provodnikov's fight. Look at this guy. And Bradley says, come on, let it go. Look at the end of the round now. The right hand lands. Yep. He lands one back, but Tim is hurt at this stage.
I don't know, Doc.
Man.
This is rock and sock and roll.
This is round number 7. And this is championship time right away. It's early championship time in the mid-rounds of a fight. But Tim has got to show why he is the champ that he is right now. You know, again, he's on the inside, and if he's a little fatigued, he better hope that Ruslan is more fatigued than he is. His head slides through. Boy, that can be dangerous, Carlos, when you fall through the ropes like that. Yeah. Pat Russell was right on top of it because he's a great referee. Back into a southpaw stance. Now he's back orthodox, up on the toes, sliding to his right, bounces off the ropes and attacks Ruslan. Provodnikov tries to hunt him down again. As he comes forward, his back is to you. Bradley slides to his right now down the ropes. Bradley outboxing him okay in this round with 40 seconds to go, but he doesn't want to get caught again. Boy, this is some fight. I mean, I don't want to say Shagayev because of Ruslan, but Provodnikov, he's fought in like 3 or 4 different really big rallies in this fight, in which time he's had Tim in big trouble each time. Uses hand speed, uses foot movement, and Provodnikov fights in flurries of, like I said, 10 and 15 seconds where he loads up shots and tries to take him down. This is Master Pacquiao stuff, and this is certainly Master Mayweather stuff.
Because he's doing what he knows how to do. He's got him to this point, boxing and using his speed.
Perfect example of that. You know, as a
Provodnikov steps in, he throws that right hand over the top, and with Bradley's hands being down, he's in danger of getting caught.
Especially when he throws the right hand, he's open to the left hook. Tim will throw that right hand and then drop it when he pulls it back, and he's wide open. And notice the left hand too. Jab out, then right back to his hip. Jab out, back to his hip. There might be a cut underneath that left eye now. That mouse underneath the left eye might have popped open on Provodnikov.
I think you're right.
Ruslan Provodnikov to the right of your screen, trying to hunt down the reigning champion, Timothy Bradley, who was favored coming in here and almost lost his title in both the first and second round. Wasn't knocked down, but he was in a heap of trouble. And then he battled back through 3, 4, and then 5. He had a good round. And then all of a sudden, it was Provodnikov with a big explosion in the 6th, and Tim is back to his good boxing in 7 and 8, and I've got him slightly out in front in the fight right now. But this is master boxing for Tim, and that's what will take the rest of the way if he's to retain his championship.
They really talked to in the corner, because he came out with a lot more urgency in the attack. Because I think that they told him, you got to step it up because you're losing this fight now.
Yeah, and Freddie would know that. But you know something? You know, I wasn't criticizing Tim when I was saying, you know, he shouldn't fight in the inside to get caught in these, because you know as a fighter, when you get in a fight and you get hit, it's the fighter's instinct to brawl. You can't help it. You got to really be disciplined. But look at this on the inside. He's laying in there. Nice, slick, professional move by Provodnikov to slide around and try to get at Tim. It doesn't really catch Tim, but this is a dangerous place for Tim inside, unless he's throwing. He's throwing oh yeah, he is landing so many more punches than Provodnikov. Provodnikov's heavy punches, and I think Pat Russell just indicated that the cut is by a punch, not his. Which means if it had to be stopped because of a cut, it's a technical knockout as opposed to a technical decision. Nice uppercut. He's got Provodnikov back on his heels now.
Tim Bradley is teeing off now.
He's hurt this guy now. You can see the legs of Provodnikov. He's some kind of tough guy. Right on top of that cut again. Oh. Because Bradley, Lord knows how many more punches he's landed than Provodnikov. But the styles make fights, and that's why this is a good one. Get mincemeat out of that face of Ruslan Provodnikov. Blood coming out of his mouth. Right on top of that eye again. Pat Russell is concerned with that eye. I just saw him look again to make an indication to the officials that it's bad and how bad it is. Right on top of it again is Tim really zeroing in on it. One big right hand on top of that, and you might see the bone of that left eye, because as Carlos pointed out, he's not only cut below the eye, but he's cut the eyelid and above the eye now. The left eye is in a heap of trouble for Provodnikov.
You know, whenever you shake your hands like that, your arms they're getting heavy on you, and you're not able to explode the way you did earlier in the fight. And that cut opened up again. It's bleeding again, and it's in a bad spot because that blood is going right into his eye.
Yeah, this could be very well the last round. You see him blinking now and trying to wipe the blood away. And the spot again is slit inside. Nice jab that time with all that's going wrong for Provodnikov. Closing seconds now of this, the 10th round. Tim taps on that eye again. Would like to land one big right hand on top of it to close out the round.
Yeah, he did. Looks like he got some energy back. Maybe when they tell you in the corner that you've got to come out and do something because you're losing it, sometimes that gives you that impetus to come out and just dig down and dig deep.
Tim
bounces. Get this fight out.
You're right. Tim bounces outside.
Oh.
He got caught with a straight left hand that time. Provodnikov trying to muster up as much strength as he possibly can to land a big blow. Bradley exchanging on the inside. Not the way to fight this guy.
He got hurt.
Pay for it. He got hurt again. He almost got tipped over. A lot of time in this round. Bradley got a little bit careless there. He wants to exchange the worst way with this guy on the inside. Because he's fatigued now. He's in trouble. Provodnikov could still catch him. Provodnikov is back on his heels. Bradley's landing so many more punches, but Provodnikov is still dangerous. Bradley doesn't have the same zip in his arms right now. He's a little loose in the knees and heavy of the heel. I'm talking about Bradley.
I think both of those guys are exhausted, but they are still fighting like the warriors that they are.
Boy, this folks, this is the brutality and the beauty of boxing all wrapped up in one. You see two finely conditioned machines battling for a world championship. Back and forth in this round it goes. Take all the courage and strength and skill that Bradley has and all the determination that Provodnikov has. He doesn't have the boxing skill, but he's got the same heart as Tim Bradley. He's shown it throughout the course of this fight. He's been busted up for the past 2 rounds. There's no quitting him. Either one of these guys, what a round of boxing for two guys that are exhausted. That's the guy's round. I mean, he staggered Tim, but he got in a lot of trouble in the 6th round and got clipped again and staggered in the 11th round, rather. And there's Tim exchanging with him again. This is the heart of a champion that wants to knock this guy out. And he gets hit him again. Let's see how the legs are. Tim's legs are still okay. Certainly shown it tonight. And the fight won't be close enough unless Provodnikov can knock him down here in the 12th round. And here we go for the last minute of this World Championship fight, which has been a gym dandy, as they say. Provodnikov is a guy on the assault. Bradley get clipped and almost fell back into the ropes. He's hurt. He better hang on in the realm of possibility.
Absolutely, because Bradley was completely out on his feet, so it very easy could have been 2 10-8 rounds.
Bradley started this fight and finished it just about the same way. Bradley better grab this guy and walk him.
And he's fighting him.
He's making a big mistake. He could get knocked out here. He's ready to go.
Stop, I got it. No.
Bradley is out on his feet. Provodnikov on the assault. Bradley loads up his shot. Loads up his shot, gets clipped with another right hand, does Bradley. Tim is hurt, reeling around, all but falling down. Finally, he goes down.
All 3 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. And still, WBO welterweight champion of the world.
Okay, gentlemen, you both received your pre-fight instructions in your dressing rooms. I expect a clean break at all times. Good luck to both of you. Let's touch gloves.
Here we go. Round 1, scheduled for 12. Is Holyfield a bit farther away than you expected him to be?
No, this is where he's got to be. He's got to use that speed from the outside here and do exactly that. Pop and go.
What happens to all the talk about him sticking right to George's chest to let George punch himself out?
Well, I don't think that's such a great strategy, to tell you the truth. He's got the speed. Why get in close with George? Has him sitting right in front of him.
Those were quotes from his trainer, Lou Duva.
Yeah, I talked to Lou afterwards, and they kind of changed their story, and they felt it best that Holyfield be on the outside.
George connect with the left. The crowd reacts to anything positive that Foreman does halfway through the first round.
Oh.
And Holyfield with a combination.
Left hook, right hand.
George with the looping right.
Way off the mark, went right behind and passed it behind Holyfield's head.
Jabbing out of there with the left, Foreman is. And here comes Holyfield. Good left hand by Holyfield. Holyfield pressing the action, which gives him the advantage when it comes to the scorecard if all else is even. Well, it's not a farce yet. 1 round complete. Makes things go faster. So he stands, and they told him to try the left hook, Joe.
They told Holyfield also to use that jab. When you do get inside, bit to the body, quick punches, let him go. He said they didn't have to be hard, but let him loose and then get back out.
Good right from Holyfield, and then again a left. Remember, in all of the earlier stories, George Foreman said he would knock him out in the second round. That's the round he took care of Joe Frazier back in '73.
Right now, Holyfield is just really tattooing George Foreman right now.
Pretty battle, immediately stopping him and telling him to get the punches up. And now Foreman comes on. During the rules meeting, there was a lot of discussion from the Holyfield camp about low blows and even some elbows thrown by Foreman. It's hard to tell what exactly is a low blow, though, with Foreman. With the high shrugs.
Watch the head, watch your head.
He's going to pull halfway up to his chest, that's for sure. But right now, Holyfield is just dominating these first 2 rounds. Oh, and a nice counter right hand out of a crouch.
Good exchange. And Holyfield effectively ducking and crouching. Flexibility paying off there.
Looked like he ran into a little bit of a left hook. Oh!
Foreman on the attack.
You're not kidding. Holyfield looks a little stunned, a little weary. Here's where George
take a look.
Finally turned around in the second round, set him up with the jab, missed with the right, but came up on the side of the chin with that left uppercut. At that land, he came back with his own left hook.
Overhand right from Foreman.
Real wide, but 2 good body shots by Foreman. The crowd going nuts here, seeing Foreman score.
The 42-year-old right now beating up the kid the second round.
Oh, another right
from Foreman. And a combination.
This is where Holyfield shouldn't be.
And a wild left by Holyfield. And Holyfield comes in now. Let's see how Holyfield responds after the strong Foreman round. And Holyfield comes out throwing punches.
The CompuBox stance have Foreman landing 50% of his jabs. It's part of Foreman's game plan. It's the way he fights. Oh, another great body shot.
Left to the body from Foreman. Foreman probably winning a round so far. And who would have thought it?
Oh, a lot of people in this audience thought it. And a lot of the boxing experts. A lot of the sports writers favored Holyfield. A lot of the boxing people themselves favored Foreman in this fight. Gave him a big shot. Oh, and he's got Holyfield reeling from a couple shots.
Now Holyfield with the left that connects.
You know, Holyfield's game plan was to stay away and box him, but this guy is almost, Foreman is almost impossible to get away from. For every step you take, he takes 2 in, he's right back on top of you. That landed on the back of the neck, and that's a rabbit punch, and those are illegal punches. Oh, and rocked Holyfield. Holyfield rocked Foreman.
And connecting, and Holyfield all over Foreman. Foreman trying to hold him off.
Left hook, Holyfield, Foreman had that right hand down. Holyfield snuck that left hook over and then just let loose with a barrage of combination punches. Lefts, rights, left and rights. He hit him with everything in the book. And unbelievably, Foreman stayed up. Because those were clean shots right on the butt. It's a testament to Foreman's great conditioning. But he was wavering in that corner, looked a little wobbly when he went back.
Just about anybody else would go down. And Foreman sneaks in a left, and Holyfield counters as well, and Holyfield landing lefts. Things slowing down just a little bit after the excitement of rounds 2 and 3. Foreman in 2 and Holyfield very big in round 3.
George is not being very accurate with that right hand. He's landing his jabs and a few left hooks.
Tiring a little bit, Joe?
Well, the way Holyfield just grabbed on him looked like he needed a little bit of a rest himself. But, you know, he recuperates quickly and comes back hard, just like that left hook to the body. It's going to be a tall order for Foreman if he doesn't land something himself.
Another strong right from Evander Holyfield. Minutes ago in round 4. George missing, Holyfield connecting. That's the story here in the 4th. Another combination from Holyfield.
Oh,
another strong combination. Foreman's shining moment was round 2.
Holyfield's just starting
the
to tee
latter
off
stages of round 3 on. It's been all Evander Holyfield. I think they had your 3rd round reversed there, Cindy. We'll check it out as we take a look at the replay. George, a bit of a low punch in there as well with his flurry, trying to cover up. Here we go in round 5. Last 2 strong ones for Evander Holyfield. And he continues to press the attack and hit George pretty much at will. And George has not really landed anything in the last 2 rounds, Joe. And another one from Holyfield. And another right-left from the champion.
Left uppercut, right hand. It was grazing, but it still landed.
People always talk in terms of the puncher's chance. I mean, is Foreman, doesn't that chance diminish the longer we go?
It sure has, because his punches look slower and slower just after these few rounds.
Another low blow warning from Rudy Battle. No point has been deducted, but his 2nd warning.
Well, he's fighting. Well, I'll tell you what, that left hook to the body of Holyfield doubled him up, made him pick his leg up, and you heard him grunt. So he's still got a lot of snap in his punch. They just aren't coming real quickly.
Well, a couple of effective body blows from Foreman here in the 5th round.
That's what he's got to do, George. He's got to hit that body to slow Holyfield down. He's got a lot of speed going for him right now.
Another one of those lulls. I've noticed every so often the 5th round was critical for Holyfield when he got rocked by Alex Stewart. Sometimes Holyfield lulls, and this is the time of the fight he does that.
Well, he's such a busy guy. He's on his toes. He's moving. For a big man, that's hard to do. That's how he takes his rest. He backs up for a minute.
Right.
Catches his composure, and then comes back to fight some more.
He just took a 40-second timeout, Holyfield did, and he's come back. As we near a minute to go in round 5.
This is where Foreman's got to go to work here. When Holyfield's taking that rest, you're right.
Holyfield gets another left in there. George missing with the left.
Oh,
George missing with that looping right. But another low left, through with the left. Foreman connected.
Got to give Foreman credit for coming back like he is right now. He looked like a big man last round.
Everyone talked about his right hand. He's gotten some good lefts to the chin. And Foreman with another combination. Round 6.
Well, this fight's turned out like a lot of people thought it would. It turned out to be a fight and not a one-sided affair.
Oh. Strong right from Holyfield.
Countered Holyfield's jab, countered Foreman's jab perfectly.
And a left from Holyfield.
Then went back down to the body.
And Foreman comes back. Back and forth action here. And a left from Holyfield.
That right hand down again from Foreman. There it is again. He's got to get that right hand up next to his face. He's got to block that.
Pushes it up with the elbow. He tries to deflect it off.
Right, but it's not working for him. Holyfield slipping that left hook in right over the low glove of George Foreman.
And Holyfield covering up here.
Well, he's got to be dejecting Holyfield. He's hitting Foreman with everything in the book, and he's still coming.
And you know, Holyfield's strategy has worked. George has thrown a lot of punches here. But it hasn't worked to the effect that he wanted it to.
But you notice in the CompuBox statistics, Foreman and Holyfield throw about the same amount of punches per round and jabs per round.
Oh, strong left to the body from Holyfield. And George comes right back again. George just keeps on coming. And a left-hand jab from Foreman.
Looks like Holyfield's getting a little bit of a second wind. He's got that good bounce. His punches look quick again. Punching sharp. Got caught with a short little left hook right there. That didn't do any justice.
Fairly even rounds here in the
And another one that wobbled him a little bit.
George misses with the round right, but enough of them have gotten through.
Just when you think George is fading, he comes right back. Both of them.
And the same for Holyfield.
What a tug of war.
And the body shots from Holyfield as round 6 comes to a close.
He says keeping that defensive shell till you get inside, then go to work. You saw Foreman just reaching there and almost paid the price. Oh! I think he just knocked him off balance. I don't know if he hurt him. But his legs look unsteady right now. Holyfield looking a little wobbly.
And the crowd reacting to everything that Foreman does positively.
Oh!
More punches from Foreman. And Holyfield absorbs it in the middle of the ring. And Foreman on the attack in the 7th round.
But watch him come back.
Holyfield taking that little bit of a rest we talked about. And let's see if he gathers himself and comes back.
You could see he was poisoning himself to come back with a few hard shots, catching George with his hands down.
Holyfield has done it time and again against Michael Dokes and Alex Stewart. He'll take it, and all of a sudden he comes on.
Right, and he's making George waste a lot of punches. Instead of clinching, he's blocking punches. He's letting George throw punches and miss them. A lot of bouncing off the gloves of Holyfield as he lands.
And now Holyfield coming on. A strong left from Holyfield against Foreman. And a right. And Holyfield landing inside. What punch after another. He's got Foreman wobbling.
And here's Holyfield coming back. Right uppercut, left hook, right hand to the chin, back to the belly, over the top, right uppercut, blazing punches, and Foreman riding it out. Here it is. Holyfield again on the attack, body, head. Wow.
And what a round.
Oh,
and Foreman comes back.
Right hand on Holyfield's head.
This may be the round they talk about in years to come for both men.
Coming back with
and Foreman coming back at Holyfield.
Oh, another great left hook by Holyfield. This round is going to go down as one of the greatest all-time rounds in boxing. No doubt about it. Just for the sheer fact that Foreman's still here, but the way he's trading back and forth with Holyfield is unbelievable.
And I can't tell you how incredibly entertaining this is in the latter stages of a 7th round that have gone back and forth where they've rocked each other.
Holyfield really has fought a brilliant fight tonight, considering how well-conditioned Foreman is. If Foreman wasn't in such great shape, you could dismiss it as just another...
What does a guy like Holyfield say to himself when he knows what he delivered in the last round and George didn't go down? Being the champion and having to have it taken away from you.
Well, I don't necessarily buy that. I feel if a man wins a fight, he wins it. If he loses, he loses it, whether he's champ or not.
But you know what happens in the annals of boxing. And here comes Holyfield coming forward. Obviously, the 8th round can't live up to what happened just 1 round before. And a left from Holyfield.
You know, it's funny because nobody really gave George credit or thought he'd be able to take it this far. The judges might be impressed with this. I'm wondering myself if they might be even leaning towards George in some of these rounds because he's been hanging so tough and doing his own scoring.
It's possible. We'll check with our resident judge, Cindy Barton, between rounds and ask her opinion if she is swayed in that regard. Final minute of round 8.
We certainly have an expert to refer to.
Oh, a strong right from Holyfield.
Boy, Holyfield, or Foreman hesitated with his right hand and caught a counter right hand by Holyfield.
Another right from Evander and a left. Holyfield has to be asking himself, what do I have to do?
Well, George has abandoned that jab. When Holyfield backs off him, he should be putting that jab out and trying to score something.
George reacting to the feints of Holyfield and then catching a couple of punches. And Rudy Battle mentioning to Foreman about the elbow, which we alluded to earlier.
Oh! Caught Evander with a left hook moving over to George's left side.
In the Foreman-Holyfield fight.
Pernell Whitaker and Mark Breland behind us yelling to Evander Holyfield, it's a 4-round fight. It's a 4-round fight, meaning he's only got 4 left.
And Holyfield has come out landing at the beginning of the 9th. That 7th was really something. Without this count, what Foreman did in round 2.
There's no question that Evander Holyfield has got one of the best chins in boxing.
Quick left, crowd reacted as Holyfield went back. And here comes Foreman in on the ropes. And Holyfield hangs on, taking a brief respite.
George going back to that jab, which he needs to do if he wants to get back into this fight big time. Or if he wants to win it, he's got to get busier.
Holyfield taking another one of those little timeouts of his.
Both hands are free.
Remember, almost all of Holyfield's knockouts have come early. Only 2 past the 8th round. And now Holyfield on the attack in round 9. George trying to corner him, can't do it. Holyfield moves away. The Holyfield supporters behind us crying out for lateral movement on the part of Evander. Not much movement of any kind here.
George has really slowed down this round. He's if he wants to get into this fight and take the crown from Evander Holyfield, he's going to have to step it up. Because right now, Evander Holyfield has his number.
3 more strong blows landed by Evander Holyfield. Foreman takes it and comes back for more. The resiliency of George Foreman is a major story here tonight. Holyfield lands another right. He went on punches landed. There would be no contest.
It's amazing, really, that both fighters aren't more marked up around the eyes and
absolutely
mouth, because they've both taken some tremendous heavyweight shots. Well, he made,
and another, you know, it's the 3rd time that Rudy Battle says something to Foreman about the low blows.
Well, they're borderline. They aren't real flagrant low blows. So he's warning them instead of taking a point.
Another quick combination from Holyfield.
2 pulls of right hand rock Foreman. He's out on Foreman right now.
In trouble. Foreman, you cannot be saved by the bell. And Holyfield is all over Foreman. There's the bell, and Foreman stands and walks back to his corner.
Beautiful flurry at the end here. Counters over the right, over the jab with the right hand. Left hook, back with the right hand. How Foreman's holding himself up, I'll never know. Bang, right hand, 2 right hands over the ear. He just hit him with everything in the book. Right hand right over his jab. Foreman automatically drops his hands, and he's a sitting duck here for Holyfield's combinations now. Boy. There it is, square on the chin. And those type that you don't see are the ones that really rock you.
Joe, while you were watching the replays, referee Rudy Battle walked over. Foreman continues to fight. And Holyfield continues to land.
Holyfield's hand speed has really been the difference in this fight.
And another left from Holyfield, and two more. And you see Holyfield on fresh legs, still dancing, and George with that plodding style, and weakened a bit at the end of the 9th. You talked about the speed telling a difference. Age, will you now grant that to Holyfield at this point in round 10?
Well, you know, George Foreman had a lot more bounce and a lot more speed 10 years ago. The age has obviously caught up with him, but still, he's got enough to hang tough with the undisputed champ of the world. Oh, another.
And they trade punches. Punch for punch. And Holyfield landed a strong right at the end of that flurry. Holyfield hasn't gone the distance in 5 years.
Well, there goes Holyfield again, countering that slow jab of Foreman's right over the top. That's been the most telling punch for Holyfield.
And Foreman lands a combination.
He landed a strict 1-2, but it looks like it's going to take more than a couple shots to hurt Holyfield. Throughout this fight, George has landed 1 or 2 at a time. It's going to take more than that.
And the crowd comes alive as George landed a few as the two of them wrestle in center ring. And Holyfield lands some more.
Well, Holyfield landed 21 of 25 jabs in that round for 84 percentile of connect percentage. That point could be a big, big factor.
Absolutely. If this is a close fight, that low blow point deducted could be the deciding.
There's that counter right hand off of Foreman's right hand.
And no visible scars on either man.
No, but we have seen George Foreman rocked in 2 or 3 different rounds where we didn't think he was going to get, we didn't think he was going to be able to make it through the round.
Those boos are directed at Holyfield.
George is really unable to pull the trigger. He gets close enough. He sees what he wants to do. He just can't pull the trigger on his punches right now.
And Holyfield scores on a combination of 3. Foreman tries to come back, but I don't think those punches have much, Joe.
He really has been out-hustling George in this round.
That was a strong left from Holyfield. George trying to cover up, and Holyfield landed. And another strong right, and a left from Holyfield. And one to the body from Holyfield. Another strong right from the champion. Between rounds for taking that point away.
And in the other corner, Georgie Benton and Lou Duva says, don't get stupid, don't get careless, box and keep your hands up. Foreman's got to knock him out to win this fight.
So they said Foreman had a puncher's chance. Well, he needs that punch here in the 12th round from our estimation to win this fight. But he certainly had his moments along the way.
Ran into a right hand trying to land that big punch too.
Inside of a minute. Doesn't look like George can muster that last punch. And Holyfield comes on strong with a combination. And George still takes it. The old man has gone the distance. And the crowd at the Atlantic City Convention Center comes to its feet to applaud that.
For the winner by unanimous decision, and still undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the real deal, Evander Holyfield.
6 in height, 6 in reach, 3 in height. Here we go. Round number 1, scheduled for 12. World Championship on the line.
His opponent in front of him.
He's really one of the best, Larry. I'm glad you pointed that out because...
Good right hand by Provodnikov. The key to this fight is going to be how he deals with Alvarado's left and the way he hit him with that right hand.
When I see 2 heads bouncing around like this.
And Mike Alvarado, in all of his fights, no matter when, he always gets battered up on his face early on in fights. He has that baby soft skin, and every time he connects, as you'll probably see after even this first round, gonna be
Nice
rather
uppercut.
puffy.
Real good uppercut. by Alvarado. One of his best punches of the fight while Christina had it. Great shot. But it didn't shift him. Slashing, slinging, right hand across the jaw. A battle of the bow. Mike picked his shots, but Ruslan landed more. I like it when he bangs, but a lot of people say that's the wrong way. But then again, I like a crowd-pleasing fight. This is good stuff for Mike. So it's sort of answering your question, Larry. This is good stuff.
It is. Can he sustain it?
That's what we're here for. That's what this jam-packed crowd wants to see. Of course, they don't care what Provodnikov does. All they want to see is Mike Alvarado stop this guy or win the fight. And that's good. Love to have a new city like Denver involved in boxing.
Provodnikov already bleeding, maybe from inside the mouth. Can't tell for sure.
Provodnikov almost jogging to catch up with Mike Alvarado there as Alvarado stays on the outside and boxes. And both of these guys typically throw a high volume of punches. I think Mike might be over 80, Ruslan over 70 per round, but we're not seeing that as of yet as Mike boxes.
Another factor, don't forget, we're at a mile-high altitude here.
But that's typical of most. If you go back and watch tape on, especially, I mean, not to say that he hasn't been in wars from Prescott to Herrera to twice against Alvarado, I mean, Rios, but yes, he's going to get marked up.
Hard shots. Alvarado scoring. Continues to score. He's opening it up. Head to head. You know, something's off, as far as I can see, with the Siberian Warrior. He's missing a lot of shots. He's aggressive. And he got tagged with a solid right hand. Now he's trained for it. And while Provodnikov is more of a plotter, he gets hit with that punch shot from outside. That's what Alvarado wants to do. Keep the fight out there, off the end of that reach. Solid right hand.
And that's perfect. Just get in, land those shots, and keep it moving.
But it's only human nature. You can see what's going on. You can feel it. And there was a terrific uppercut by Provodnikov.
You know, I have an old saying when I watch a fight, Colin, trust your eyes.
Here's now Provodnikov having a pretty good 30 seconds. Landing some shots. Mike taking them. Hard shots by Provodnikov. And that face will swell up. These shots are not as crisp. Nice uppercut. Misses. Pouring as he fights southpaw. Big mistake. Now he's back right-handed. Bang with the right hand. Blood coming from the face. Now he's back orthodox. Now he might start to score, and he does. But he gets nailed again. 10 seconds to go in the fourth. This is what we wanted to see. Well, folks, one thing is for sure, that stance that Larry's talking about, his legs are very wide, which means he's jabbing off his front foot, driving up the back foot, landing his jab, scoring with his jab, scores with his uppercut. Nice combination, but nothing really landed big. That one landed big. Looked to me like he's 100% there tonight. He looks fine, and by the way, he's ahead in the fight, but something's off, is what I can say.
My best guess is it's cause and effect. I'm going to give Alvarado credit for making him not look as good as we've seen him before.
Cause and effect, that's good. Yeah, the opponent certainly has something to do with it.
And Mike's lateral movement, perhaps.
Provodnikov nods, yeah, I like this. Bang, the right hand.
Says, how do you like that?
No shaking of heads now. Because these guys really can't communicate with each other.
This is becoming a war of attrition. There's somebody not just bend but break from this kind of.
Both guys looking for the big opportunity to land the big up. Here's a digging shot there. This is, Larry, an old-fashioned. Back and forth, but the best was gotten by Alvarado with 45 seconds to go in the seventh. Back and forth. Here comes Provodnikov. How patient will Alvarado be? Hard that thing.
Looks pretty bad as well.
It does, but it's not split open yet. Oh! Alvarado walked into a right hand. He got nailed at the belly. Now he's back orthodox. He got hit that time anyway by a right hand and then a left hand. Here's Provodnikov trying to draw him into a brawl. So far, Alvarado trying to be smart. Here comes Provodnikov. Here he comes. He hurt Mike. Mike is ready to go. His legs dipped. He's in the ropes. He's down.
There was a fierce body punch in there that might have changed the fight.
First knockdown of his career as an amateur or a professional.
Here we see him on the ropes and relentless attack.
So much courage and how bright he is.
And we'll see how much the Mile High will help him here. Down he goes again.
Wow, 2 knockdowns. That puts Provodnikov way out in front of this fight. Mike looks over here to us and goes.
And once again, backs Alvarado on the ropes. And down Alvarado goes, seemingly just from in the...
And he can rest because he's way out in front of this fight all of a sudden. Another right hand.
Songs about him before, they'll be writing an opera about him if he wins this one.
The Holmes fight, like a wounded stork. Here he battles back, showing the warrior he is. So watch him get hit. And he does. And he does again. Now he's back orthodox, and he's getting pounded. He's getting hurt. Tony might stop this, but there's several head blows. He's getting nailed hard. Provodnikov trying to end it, and end it now. A lot of time, 30 seconds. Didn't drop him. Tony having a good look right now. He doesn't want to stop this fight when you get 2 warriors.
Mike's still throwing punches.
But he doesn't have the zip in his arms anymore.
Not at all.
And this guy does. He's hurt, Mike. He's ready to tumble. A lot of time in this round.
This could be the end if the bell doesn't ring. Meaning coming from Russia is tough. He's got 2 V's in his name, and a third one is a victory in this fight.
It's a victory, as Laurie saw them just counted. The V is for victory. Ruslan Provodnikov is the brand new WBO super lightweight world champion.
Дамы и господа, the Rocky from Siberia, Ruslan Provodnikov.
Structure in the locker room. Protégez-vous du temps. Protect yourself out du temps. Laissez-le Mike amène à l'entendre. Estimez comme un temps. Chez Wogan, ça se voit. Good luck.
308th career fight for referee Steve St. Germain as we will get underway seeing the undefeated Christian Embilly before we get to the light heavyweight unified world championship. Timmy, what do you see in Embilly when you scout him?
Tess, I could just tell you this. You see the aggression right away. He gets right to it, to the action. Extremely, a lot of volume. Not only volume, he has punching power to go along with it. Has an extensive amateur pedigree. But you see the relentlessness that he fights with, the intensity that he fights with, the tenacity he fights with. That's what I like about him.
Quick to try to work on the inside behind that jab, was able to place a left hand to the body, comes with a right uppercut, and then return fire for Murdoch. Murdoch, a 13-year veteran, did have a decent amateur career before he turned pro. He's 31 years old, but this is his first fight in 307 days.
Well, he's looking sharp right now. He's just taking advantage of those low points.
Oh, there's a right uppercut on the inside from Embilly.
Embilly, sometimes he'll sit mid-range, don't do any work. And Murdoch will have some success coming around that guard of Embilly. The biggest problem with Embilly is that his offense is his defense. And there's times where he gets a little bit wide with his shots, gets off balance, and he can be countered. Just like that jab.
There.
Yep.
The jab from the Australian Murdoch from Queensland, Australia. Chris Carden's trainer has been with him for 19 years. since he was a young amateur. Back to the jab for Murdoch.
Murdoch's using experience right now. He's weathering the storm right now. He's using his jab and he's trying to maintain his distance. And Billy, he pushed that frantic pace. And you got to find a way, and you slow the pace down with the jab. You get him used to hitting that jab or getting used to him filling that jab, then you're able to follow up with combinations.
4-inch height differential. Same reach, though, among these two. Short right hand on the inside. Digs to the body with both a left and a right. Splits the guard with a right hand, does Embilly.
Yep, every punch that Embilly throws has bad intentions on it. He wants to knock his opponents out.
21 knockouts in his 25 wins. Round number 2 here with Christian Embilly and Rohan Murdoch. Interesting circumstances in the corner for Christian Embilly, Timmy, and that is that he's been trained his entire pro career by Mark Ramsey. So Samuel DeCarrie, who's been a long-time assistant trainer in that camp, steps up to be chief second for Embilly tonight.
Look, Mark Ramsey's main focus is better BS. He's his #1 fighter.
No doubt.
You know, and with the experience that Embilly has, the amateur pedigree that he has, you know, all the training is done. All he has to do is go out here and do what he trained to do. So I don't think there's going to be any issues tonight in that corner of Embilly.
Right uppercut and then a chopping right hand. It was just a glancing blow. There he digs to the body again with both a right and a left. Tries to place the uppercut. A little bit of return fire from Murdoch. And there is DeCarrie. Good work on the inside, and a right hand comes over the top from Embilly.
See, Jeff, this is why I like Embilly. He takes chances, he's fearless, throws combinations, and every shot is a death blow.
3-punch combination, finishes with a right hand. And then comes over the top with the left. They are squared up shoulder to shoulder, and Embilly's putting forth offense. Good output here in this first half of round 2.
See, this type of fight right here is going to favor Embilly, for sure. The inside fight. Murdoch has to keep his distance, stay on the outside. That's where he's going to have success. If he fights this fight, I don't believe he has the stamina to keep up with Embilly. Nice
right
uppercut, splitting the guard.
And over the top again with that right hand. Comes around the guard again. Oh, he's having
double
a big
uppercut.
second round.
Test. And he brings this type of intensity every single round.
Right to the body. And right
here
upstairs.
comes Murdoch.
Murdoch, wide swinging, fat right hand off the mark. Action-packed second round. We've had action throughout the entire card here in Quebec.
What Murdoch needs to do is he needs to invest in the body of Embilly. Attack that body. Take some of the steam out of the punches. Take some of that stamina away, especially in the later rounds.
Sends him back. Murdoch off balance.
He hurt him with that.
Uppercut right in the center of the ring. This is a good showcase round for the rising contender, the undefeated 25-0 Christian Embilly. He was 40 of 77 in the second round alone on power punches. You see his total there through 2 rounds. But in the second round, he landed 40 power punches.
That's what Embilly brings. He brings the pain, he brings intensity. And again, he gets hit with shots also, especially when he rests in the inside. You see Murdoch having success here and there, going down to the body and occasionally sneaking up top. But just that intensity, that explosiveness that he has, the speed on those punches, that's tough to deal with. And the veracity of those shots. Look at those shots, man, he's throwing.
Let's check in with our ace reporter, Bernardo Asuna.
I spoke with Chris Carton. He says Rohan needs to get on the inside and use his straight punches. He just can't stand there. He's got to trade.
You can hear the body punches as well. Embilly with 20 body punches to this point. Now he's backing up Murdoch.
See, Embilly, he fights at a pace that you have to either stay on the outside, and you have to have good legs, and be able to make them miss and make them pay, or you got to fight with them. Murdoch right now is choosing to fight with him, but man, he's taking a ton of damage. It's almost over, Tess. My goodness, that body work.
How about the angle he takes out to the right, then to the left to be able to land those headshots? And Murdoch now trying to create space and fire back.
He's fighting back. He's tough.
He punches through that right uppercut exchange.
Oh,
showing
look
some
at Murdoch
offense here in round number 3. Another right uppercut fired off from Embilly. And a good jab, and then bodywork finishes with a 3-punch combination that comes up top with the right hand.
Hands are free.
Ooh, big shot over the top.
Didn't get all of it, but a big shot indeed. 2-punch combination finishes with a left upstairs. Murdoch willing to step into that kitchen. Danger zone indeed as they exchange, and he catches him and backs him out. Lead right hand, more body work.
This is a superb
Look at the
inside
volume
fighting.
Punching.
Superb inside fighting right here.
Sweeping right hand. Backs him up against the ropes. Closing seconds of round 3. Another 3-punch combination with 2 to the body. Takes the angle, just misses with the left hook. Oh, we got a fun night of fights, folks. He's landing 50% of his total power punches through 3 rounds. He's landed 94 power punches. There you see the impressive last round.
There's more where that came from. I told you, the intensity that he fights with, the motor that he brings into this ring. Ramsey said he's never seen anybody with the motor that Embilly has. And
Bernardo.
Samuel Dickari, who's stepping in for Mark Ramsey, said, look, I want Embilly to keep using that jab to set up the power shots. Body first, finish to the head, and more importantly, stay defensively responsible.
That is what he has done with that combination going to the body first. He has landed 32 body punches. There he comes with the uppercut.
That's the uppercut. I like that from Murdoch right there. Using that uppercut, Embilly, he squares up. And he leans forward. The uppercut is available for Murdoch.
Murdoch goes to the body himself. Tried to catch him between punches with a left hook.
What's your ad?
Murdoch has to get his back off those ropes. Has to try to keep this fight in the center of the ring. Ooh, big shot over the top.
Murdoch tries to wrap around with a left hand to the body. And Embilly now closing that gap. Both men to the body. Short right hand upstairs by Christian Embilly. Doubles up the left hook upstairs. Murdoch stands up to it, just gets out of the way, and then fires back, and now he's on the offensive.
Let's go. Look at Murdoch.
This Australian is showing some heart and some toughness.
He is.
He has overcome so much adversity. He eats a big
He don't have a
right hand.
mouthpiece, I don't think.
Protect yourself at all times. Just ate another one. And you saw top-rank executive Carl Moretti pick up that mouthpiece and just throw it back in the ring.
See a little low right now from Embilly. He's starting to recharge. Ooh, big right hand just sliding in. Murdoch should get on his jab. Get on his jab a little bit. Be able to set up some shots.
End of round 4. So you know Canelo Alvarez is king of the hill at 168 pounds. This is the guy that's right there, high up in the rankings, #1 contender in 2 of the sanctioning bodies. So he's trying to remain in contention. As he says, there's one goal. It's a big goal.
Oh!
I want to fight with Canelo, and I want it soon. Round number 5 here against Murdoch for Embilly. Let's bring in Mark Kriegel and hear his scorecard.
40-36, no surprise there. It's easy to see what Mark Ramsey saw in Embilly. This is what he specializes in. An Olympian who didn't medal, whose skills will translate, whose power will translate better in the pros. By the way, hats off to Rohan Murdoch, man. He didn't get the memo. He did not get the memo. He's a tough kid.
There's that right hand to the body, right hand upstairs again. Murdoch stands up to it and now turns around.
Oh.
Big right hand. Murdoch stands up to it, now backs up against the ropes.
My goodness. Target practice test.
2-punch combination from Embilly. 25-0.
Sometimes you can just be too tough for your own good.
What a fan-friendly style.
Yes, it is, Tess. When I watched him on film, I said, oh my goodness. I said, this kid is a beast.
What a perfect night to put him in the co-feature, right?
Ooh,
Just up
nice
the road
uppercut.
from where he lives and trains in Montreal.
He hurt him.
And these local fans loving every minute of it. Backs him up with that right hand. Now he digs to the body again. Comes across, just missed with the sweeping right hand. Doesn't miss with that. Closing moments here, round number 5. And Murdoch's in trouble against the ropes. Smothered by Embilly. Eye swollen. Body damage. Big right hands. He is taking and taking and taking.
Murdoch got a chin on him. My goodness, he took some hellacious shots. Good job getting himself off the ropes, turning off the ropes there.
Steve St. Germain, the referee, was giving it a look at the end of the last round.
And then Billy is slowing down his offense because he has to worry about defense, what's coming back at him. See, Murdoch can get in this fight if he just lets his hands go.
Murdoch did that with a lead right hand moments ago from range.
And don't sit directly in front of Embilly. And Embilly seems to me, it seems like he needs you to be still to be able to throw those hellacious combinations. It's a good round right here from Murdoch. Good combination, getting himself out. Then Embilly, he's looking to recharge, and down he's going to explode.
Now Embilly with him against the ropes. There's a right hand. Takes the angle. A right uppercut comes in.
Big shot.
Right hand comes back from Murdoch. Embilly finally on the attack.
Somebody stop this.
Big right hand
Somebody
comes in.
stop this.
Another right hand comes in. Trying to chase him down at the end of 6.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's listen into the corner of Murdoch.
Come on now.
You can fight another day, mate. You can fight another day. Chris Carden's been with Rohan Murdoch for 19 years, since he was a young teenage amateur. But Christian Embilly in front of these fans, Québécois have their man.
For your winner, and still WBC Continental America's WBA International Super Middleweight Champion, Christian